Good afternoon, all. In yesterday lecture, we discussed about the countercurrent mechanism. So now, today we will continue with the regulation of kidney function, right? Regulation of the kidney function and how the blood pressure. See, generally, when I will ask you just like that, that which are the functions of kidney, okay, then immediately you give the answer that sir, nitrogen containing waste products are eliminated, as well as nitrogen containing waste products are filtered outside of the blood is purified and maintain the water and ionic balance in the body, that is known as osmoregulation. But remember, kidney also regulates the blood pressure. Kidney also regulates the blood pressure. Fine. So to maintain the blood pressure, our kidney has the important role. So that point I can note down here. Blood pressure is controlled by kidney apart from other functions. Fine. Now I can make the heading regulation of kidney function. See, it is very interesting to understand this. First of all, I can tell you the two things only. Basically, two things you remember. If we drink large amount of the water, yes, basically you think this topic. If we drink large amount of water, ideally we have to drink 5 to 6 liter water per day. But if we drink large amount of water, then more amount and dilute urine is formed and it is excreted. I mean to say, large amount of water is intake. Fine. Then frequent micturition occur. Frequent micturition or frequent urination occur. Fine. That we will prove this one. How it occurs. Fine. Wait. And opposite to it, if we drink very less amount of water, then less amount and concentrated urine is formed and excreted. Now how it regulates? See, let us discuss in the detail about this topic. Here, the regulation of the kidney function can be regulated by juxtaglomerular cells, JG cells, hypothalamus, pituitary and heart, and blood. This many things are included here. Let us discuss in detail. So from here we can start. If we take large amount of water, then what happened? Okay, if in our body very large amount of water is there, osmolarity, that is concentration of the body fluid, the blood or CSF, the body fluid concentration decreases. Concentration decreases means it become more basic, so pH increases. Now see, for identification of the osmolarity in different parts of the body, we have osmoreceptors. So osmoreceptors are not activated. Osmoreceptors are inactivated. As a result, here what happened? No stimulation so osmoreceptors are inactivated. As a result, no stimulation to hypothalamus gland. See, actually here hypothalamus is connected to the pituitary gland. Pituitary gland connected to the blood. Hypothalamus gland is connected to the pituitary gland. Pituitary gland connected to the blood because you know that the hormones are directly secreted in the blood, and you know that the heart is pumping. So through blood circulation it reaches to the targeted organ. But here see, no stimulation to hypothalamus because concentration is less. Body in that very much amount of water is there present, fine, and no excess water is required there. Body is filled with the water in the large amount, so there is a no requirement to absorb the water, fine. So no secretion of that hormone which absorb the water. See how osmoreceptors are inactivated, no stimulation to hypothalamus, inactivation of posterior pituitary gland. Okay, no stimulation to posterior pituitary gland. As a result, no secretion of ADH and the diuretic hormone. It is also known as vasopressin, or you say that pitressin. Before continue this in detail, fine. First of all, I want to tell you about the ADH in detail in a little bit portion. See, you have to remember this. This thing we will discuss in the 22nd chapter, but it is skipped in the syllabus. Fine. So, posterior pituitary gland, from that ADH, antidiuretic hormone, or vasopressin or pitressin, it is not secreted. It isn't secreted, means. But normal function of ADH or vasopressin is work on the distal region of the tubule. It has majority function to absorb the extra amount of water. See, but how? If in the body sufficient amount of the water is not there, then and then ADH secretion occur. Okay, in the body, when body is in the dehydration condition, when body is there in the dehydrated condition, then excess amount of the water lost through the urination can be prevented. So what it has to do? It gives the message to DCT or CT to absorb the water. Fine. So it is helpful for the water absorption from the distal region of the collecting duct. So no secretion. So continue the chart here. No secretion of the ADH leads to no absorption of water from distal regions of tubule. Okay. As a result, here what happened? The chart is continued here. Fine. I can use the black red marker here. So no absorption of the water from the distal regions of the tubule leads to more amount of the water present inside the urine. So amount of the urine is more, fine. As a result, it is diluted one. So just exactly opposite to it, if we take very less amount of water, so inside the body osmolarity increases, pH decreases, so osmoreceptors are activated. Due to activation of the osmoreceptors, hypothalamus is stimulated, and as a result hypothalamus gives the message to the posterior pituitary gland to release the antidiuretic hormone and water absorption occur. Fine. And due to absorption of the water from the urine in the distal convoluted tubule and collecting duct, less amount of the water is present in the urine. As a result, amount of the urine is less, and this type of the urine is concentrated. So it is very easy to understand that if we take, very simple, if we take the large amount of water, no secretion of ADH leads to more urine formation and dilute urine is there. Okay, this much as points are included here basically. Fine. Now this is about how to maintain the water amount in the urine. Fine. How to maintain the water amount in the urine, or how to maintain the water amount in the body. Now let us discuss the next point, RAAS. RAS. Yes. The full form of RAS is renin angiotensin aldosterone system. Fine. So this RAS controls blood pressure. But before continued in this detail, fine, you know that renin. Renin is enzyme in stomach. In babies, right? Renin, RENNIN, and here RENIN. So this renin is hormone. Okay, you know that renin is an enzyme. Renin is an enzyme present in the stomach of the babies, and this renin digests the milk protein casein, fine, casinogen or casein into paracasein. Okay, let us discuss about the RAS, how it controls the blood pressure. Okay, see, first of all, what happened? See, first sentence is this. When blood pressure in glomerulus increases, so you know that with high blood pressure, the blood is rapidly passed through the Bowman's capsule. And as a result, ultrafiltration or pressure filtration is affected there. So immediately what happened, when the blood pressure in the glomerulus increases, immediately renin is a hormone, it is secreted from the kidney. Now here what happened, in the kidney angiotensin is also there. So this renin activates angiotensinogen into, now I can continue the line here. Fine. The renin activates angiotensinogen into okay, active angiotensin 1. So angiotensinogen, that is in the inactivated stage. When blood pressure is normal, renin is not secreted. Fine. But now the blood pressure is higher in the glomerulus, then renin is secreted. So as a result, angiotensinogen, it is converted into angiotensin 1. Then it is converted into angiotensin 2. Okay. So angiotensin 1, it is converted into angiotensin 2. Now this is the function of renin which activates the angiotensin. Now we have to think about the aldosterone. Dear all students, actually aldosterone is also known as cortisol, and it is secreted from the adrenal cortex. You see in the 22nd chapter, adrenal gland consists two parts, adrenal medulla and adrenal cortex. Fine. So angiotensin 2 stimulates secretion of aldosterone also known as cortisol from adrenal cortex. Fine. So you know that here the adrenal gland consists two parts, medulla and cortex. And you know that the adrenal gland consists the medulla part. Medulla secrete adrenaline as well as noradrenaline hormones. So this adrenaline and noradrenaline are known as fight or flight hormones or emergency hormones. So that fight or flight reaction can be achieved by the medullary hormones. But in cortex, aldosterone or cortisol, then sex hormones, that is testosterone in male and estrogen progesterone in female, as well as mineralocorticoids are also secreted, mineralocorticoid and glucocorticoid. Okay, so angiotensin 2 stimulates secretion of the aldosterone hormone from the adrenal cortex. And now the very little bit portion is remaining there. When we complete this topic, see, after releasing of the aldosterone, what it can do? Aldosterone promotes vasodilation, increase the diameter of artery. Okay, so in this way reduce the blood pressure in the glomerulus. So this is about the RAS, renin, angiotensin, aldosterone system. One more thing I want to tell you, that aldosterone it stimulate the kidney. Aldosterone, how the blood pressure is reduced. One thing I had left that point. Fine. I forgot that one point. Aldosterone, it is secreted from the adrenal cortex part. So aldosterone stimulates the heart, especially the atrium. Generally our heart can't act as a endocrine gland, but here it is accessory endocrine gland. So from the atrium of the heart, ANF is released, atrial natriuretic factor. As a result, vasodilation occurs, okay, and then blood pressure in the glomerulus decreases. Now the next topic, micturition or urination. Generally, when urinary bladder is filled with the urine, fine. On urinary bladder, stretch receptors are there. Our urinary bladder has capacity to fill the urine up to 700 to 800 ml. Fine, but at the time of 400 to 500 ml urine is formed in the urinary bladder. You know that when urine is filled in the urinary bladder muscles are stretched and the bladder is expanded. As a result, the stretch receptors present on the urinary bladder are stimulated. It gives the message to the central nervous system and it stimulates the contraction of the urinary bladder. Fine. So central nervous system gives the message to involuntary muscles of the urinary bladder to contract, and at that time we feel the sensation of micturition initially. Fine. But remember, initially in that urethra, in initial portion of the urethra, the muscles are involuntary. So we are unable to prevent the passing of the urine from the urinary bladder to the urethra. Again, initial portion of the urethra consists muscles are involuntary in nature. So we are unable to prevent the passing of the urine from urinary bladder to urethra. But the periphery region in that urethra, we have voluntary muscles. So by contraction of that voluntary urethral muscles, we prevent the micturition. Continuously from the kidney urine is formed and continuously it empties the urine in the urinary bladder, and gradually the micturition reflex, micturition pain, it is aggravated. Okay, but we escape the micturition process by contract the voluntary muscles of the periphery region of the urethra. Now, when we relaxed this peripheral urethral muscles, micturition continued. Fine, or micturition start. So this is the explanation about the micturition. 2 mark question. Now, previously I told to you that few points. Amount of urine, 1.5 liter per day. This is the average, but 1 to 2 liter per day. If you drink 5 to 6 liter water per day, then normally 1 to 2 liter urine is excreted per day. pH of urine is 6. So we say that our urine is slightly acidic. Fine. The pH of the urine is 6. So you know that the pH scale 7 is the neutral scale. Below 7 acidic one and above 7 basic one. So our urine pH is 6, so urine is slightly acidic. Then excreted amount of urea 25 to 30 gram per day. Okay, 25 to 30 gram per day. And by urine analysis, laboratory testing on the urine, we identify so many diseases. But here one example is given there, glycosuria. Okay, abnormally glucose is present in the urine. Presence of glucose in the urine, this indicates diabetes mellitus. Fine. So here it is insulin deficient diabetes mellitus, and here now you know that. So you think about majority glucose is absorbed. Majority glucose is absorbed in PCT region. I told to you that in the PCT we have brush borders. So due to deficiency of the insulin, glucose is not absorbed in the PCT. As a result, much more amount of the glucose is present in the urine. That abnormal condition of the urine is known as glycosuria, and this indicates diabetes mellitus. So here now today we have discussed with the regulation of the kidney function, how the water amount is regulated in the body, how the blood pressure is regulated in the body, and normal amount pH and normal excreted amount of the urea, and how the maturation occurred, and one example of the glycosuria of that abnormal urine. Fine. So hope you understand this. I can stop now.